Hello. Today we are going to talk about the simple present. We use the simple present to talk about facts like the sun rises in the east, habits as I wake up early, or permanent situations. I live in Buenos Aires. It's the same use we give to the present in Spanish. Try to say, the sun rises in the east. El sol sale por el este. I wake up early. Me levanto temprano. I live in Buenos Aires. Vivo en Buenos Aires. Sale, levanto, vivo. Rises, wake up, live. All these verbs are in the simple present. What is the structure of the simple present? Well, we use the person and then the verb in present. How is the verb in present? The first column, you have to remember the 3 columns of verbs. The first is the present. So let's see some examples. I usually work at home. They don't live near here. Do you speak French? Yes, I do. No, I don't. Then we have the third person in the singular, he, she, or it. In this case, the verb carries an S. Holly knows me very well. The intonation was weird. Let's go again. Holly knows me very well. It doesn't often rain here. Does Alice like jazz? Yes, she does. No, she does. As you can see, the verb carries an S in the affirmative. When we make a negative sentence like it doesn't often rain here, the verb hasn't got any S because we have an S in does. The same happens with the question. The S is in does. Looks complicated. Well, you can speak Spanish. Spanish is much more complicated. Think that every person uses a different verb. Yo voy, tú vas, él va, nosotros vamos, etc., etc. Yeah, every person different. In English, it's only he, she, and it that has some differences. Main difference: the S in the affirmative and the does for negative and questions. Well, we have some spelling rules. As you're going to see in different videos that when we make plurals, when we make the simple past, when we add an S, the rules are quite similar. Look at this. Work, works. We only add an S. But study, studies. The Y changes into I because study has consonant Y. Finish, finishes. This is different from other situations. For example, from the past, but it happens with plurals. Finish, finishes. We add ES. Why do we add ES? Because if not, it would be impossible to pronounce it. For example, finishes. Yes? How can you make clear that you are saying something different? It's impossible. So what you add ES. Well, it also happens with watch. Try to say watch is impossible. Watches. Yes. Force, forces. Well, G, I don't know what verb finishing in G. I can make one now, sorry. But wash, washes. Yeah. The same happens with these 2 exceptions, go and do. They just change because, goes and does. And the verb have, which is different. I have, she has. Okay. Well, these are rules. I don't know if there is much more to help you than, well, memorize. And this makes sense, yeah, because if not, you cannot pronounce. Okay, we often use adverbs and expressions of frequency with the verb to be, like often. We often go out on Friday night. Usually, she doesn't usually study at weekends. Never, I'm never ill, and always. He's always late for work. Or time expressions like every day or twice a week or once a week or whatever. There are some rules with these adverbs. The adverbs of frequency go before the main verb. Look at this. Often go, usually study. But they go after the verb to be. I'm never ill. She is always late. Yeah? Before any verb, but after the verb to be. Oh, and remember that we use the verb in positive when we use never. In Spanish, we make a double negation, like no voy nunca. But in English, it doesn't make sense. You have to say, I never go. Well, let's watch a daily routine. I am going to move my face. Here it is. We're going to watch a daily routine and how the verbs in present are expressed. I am sharing sound. Yes, everything's okay.
My name's Fred. I live in London and I'm 17 years old. I wake up at 7 and I usually get out of bed about 7:30. Then I come downstairs and have breakfast. Usually I have cereal for breakfast with orange juice, but sometimes I have toast with usually jam or honey. Then I pack my bag for school. I walk because my school's it's only in the centre of the town where I live. So it's only 15 minutes walk in the morning, which is good because it means I can sleep later. The school is quite old. It's been a school for about 400 years and it's got about 1,000 students there in 7 age groups. And it's only boys there. School starts at 8:30 and then we have 2 lessons which go until 10:15. 10:45 we have break for 15 minutes. Then 11 till 12:40 we have 2 more lessons. And then lunchtime. I can go into town to get my lunch, but most people have to stay in the school and eat the school food. And British school food isn't very nice. Then we have 2 more lessons after lunch, and we finish school at 3:30. Usually I come home and I just sort of relax for a bit, and that's usually for maybe an hour. I read or I watch television. And my mum gets home about usually between 5:30 and 6, and so we'll usually eat dinner about 6:30.
Okay, that was the routine of a teenager, sorry, in the UK. Okay. Well, let's watch another routine. Yes. And here we are going to use the verbs in first person, like I do things, and also talk about other person. So let me have this marker, how it is. No, it's not the one, it's this one with yellow, yeah. Okay, let's start. Well, I almost always get up. It's not okay, this one. So I get up very early, at about 5:30. I get up early, again, get up, because I like to go jogging. I like. Well, go is a verb, but it is like I like to go. Let's put it anyway. But can you see? The main verb in the sentence is like. She likes to go jogging along the beach and watch the sunrise. Oh, beautiful. Later, after breakfast, I go to work. I work in a bank near my home. I don't drive to work. Work, remember, not work. I don't drive, negative. I take a bus. It only takes about 20 minutes to get, and I forgot takes, yeah, because it takes about 20 minutes to get to work. After work, I like to go to my favorite bakery and buy some fresh bread. I get home between 5 o'clock and 5:30. My husband Michael usually makes dinner because he loves to cook. In fact, he is a chef in a restaurant. His hobby is painting, and my hobby is growing flowers in our garden. We also have a pet dog called Woffy. In the evenings, we take Woffy for a walk. We take Woffy for a walk and then get to bed by 9:30 because we have to get up so early again next morning. Well, I think it was no difficult to follow this routine. What do you think? Can you tell me your routine in English and talk about your partner or your family or someone else? Well, I challenge you. See you next